Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I do a quick video this morning. I know I've done a few, but stop. It's hammer time. Think about it. It is. I mean, wow. I think that's what they're doing right now. They're getting to the point where they're just about hammer time. They've just been tapping us and poking us right now, and rubbing their noses in a little bit. And next move is hammer time. And Alan's been doing some deep diving on all the nefariousness that they've perpetrated upon us. I know it's like an hour early this morning, but I slept good, and me and Baxter both had to go to the restroom at the same time. He's such a good dog, and so we got up. We got up. I remembered put the link in the chat for anybody that would ever want to come in. Yeah, hammer time. Hammer time. Think about it. We can bake with you guys, but it is. I mean, it's got to be. It's hammer time. They they've done just about all they can to us, and and we keep taking it. We don't seem to want to take up for ourselves. See, isn't this crazy? This is my little unit from my stimulator, and it's as bad as iPhones or anything else because it just sits here and it just sits here, man, and nothing doesn't really, I guess, get used. I don't use it much, but battery runs dead. And then I'll pick it up and look at it, and the battery would be dead. I wonder. No, that battery, it can go dead, and my unit will still work. That's just to adjust it up and down. And I just turned it up one. I haven't turned it up in a while. And I'm doing that because the last couple of days been doing work. My stupid lawnmower, bought it last year. Replaced the carburetor and the fuel filter yesterday, and man, it was running good, and all of a sudden, man, that stops again. Anybody know anything about these stupid lawnmowers? I think it's something to do with the electronics or the magneto on it, that it gets warm and shuts off. Just the cooling system ain't working, something, I don't know. It's frustrating as hell. Just frustrating. And I'm not a small engine mechanic, but I do some things. If I need to mow today, I guess I gotta load it up and take it to a small engine repair. I've got my tiller in there right now. It's a little, seen those, the little bulb on your deals that you pump it up. It cracked. So I think I got a new bulb and stuff put on it, get it tuned up. I'm gonna put Alan on that sucker, on that tiller. We're gonna get some ground tilled up and get some more veggies going. I've got on my tomatoes and peppers and stuff going inside. Do some cucumbers and some squash. Man, on my number one seed, the one and only. She's doing really good. She's about this tall now, and I've taken the first 2 clippings, and they're doing well. They're doing well. Here in the next, probably the next day or two, I'll see a root coming out the bottom of the cup. It'll be great. And then I'll give them another week, transplant them, and see what we get. But yeah, the cultivating of useful, needed, and medicinal plants is fun. It's fun to grow. I like to grow. But somebody always messes up something on me. I don't know if Alan talked about it, but I'll tell on him. While I was gone on my trip to see my parents, I'm talking to him on the phone. He goes, do these things need watered or anything? And I said, they shouldn't need watered. I said, but if you need to water, take it on those gallon jugs. Take the sorry. Take the micro grow, put 10 mils. So I might have 2 spoons there. One little spoon is a 5 mil. The other one is a 15. So do 2 5s of each in a gallon. And you're done. Okay. I come back. 2 or 3 of the plants are just laid over. The onions are dead. All my onions didn't make it. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I found the jug of water he had mixed. And it looked almost like coffee, where when I mix it, it looks like just barely pink. A little bit of pink. And so, yeah. But I've nursed them back. They're all good. They're nursed back. They look like they're going to make it. Except for the onions. They gone. Done. So I need to start some new onions. Thanks for reminding me. Going to NHRA Nationals in Houston on the 23rd. Have you ever been to drag races before? I've been to I went to the Street Outlaws shootout deal they had in Ennis, Texas here. That was fun. That was pretty fun. But these are the big dogs. And from what I understand, it's pretty loud. Those things are beasts, man. Can't believe how back in the 80s they were going, man, that dude went 265 miles an hour. And in the 90s, they were like, what? He went 275. Then in the 2000s, they're like, man, he almost went 300 miles an hour. And now it's like, yeah, he didn't qualify. He couldn't even go 300 miles an hour. Didn't even make the race. 300 miles an hour, 330 something miles an hour. The record is 335, I think. That's ludicrous. Can you imagine? And they ask a top fuel dragster if being an astronaut's possible. Because I don't think we can get anything launching and going harder, faster, sooner than those. Yeah. Let's ask a top fuel dragster guy if he you think being an astronaut's possible? You guys are doing this many G's, this fast, over this many feet. Wow. They're going faster than you. They're going, right, 1,200 miles an hour is what it takes. And that's the speed of sound. So they're going under it. I don't ever hear them break the speed of sound. But, just ask one of those dragster racers if sitting on a dadgum. Come on, Fred. Go outside. You're being a fool. Yeah, ask those guys if they think being an astronaut is humanly possible. Could you sit in a rocket like that? And those kind of G forces, that kind of pressure. I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. I just don't think so. It's asking a little too much. The information being distributed and disseminated in the truth community is, I think, as I've said it before, it's met the burden of proof to indict the system, the whole diseased system. Like the guy on Law Abiding Citizen said, I'm going to bring the whole disease system down. And that's where we're at. We got enough evidence to indict Alan. Alan keeps thinking that somebody's going to get arrested. Somebody from the Clintons or somebody. I was like, man, ain't nobody going to go down. They're all good people. They're all terrific #1 citizens. They serve. Ask them. Ask any of them. All they care about is serving the people. We just care about serving the people. That's what we do. Ask them. Joe, Elizabeth, Nance, any of them. Chucky, Lindsay. Ask them. They do this for the people because they love us. They love us. They take our money. They they lied to us. Fred, no. Stop. What are you doing? This is weird. Fred usually doesn't want to go back in the living room. What are you doing? Dang. Fred wanted to go back to bed with Mama, I guess. But what was I talking about? Yeah, all of them. Every one of them, they'll say the same thing. I do this for the people. I do this for the children. That's Nancy. We got to do it for the children. Yeah. Nancy, you old hooker. YouTube would probably kick me off if I said what I wanted to say. But we sit here and take this stuff from them year after year, decade after decade. And ain't none of them no different than the other one. Some are just a little less aggressive and evil than others. Good morning, Ashes.
Brother Shalom, how you doing? What you doing up so early?
Oh, I just woke up. Slept pretty good.
Yeah.
Baxter snuck up and gave me a little kiss. He needed to go outside.
He needed to go outside.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's go. We'll get up. I'm good.
Yeah, mine. It's like they hear me before I start waking up, wrestling around. I get, and then the one will start meowing at the door. He wants in, and the other one starts moving around. He wants out to go potty, and yep, they do. They let you know, but they wait till I start moving around before they wake me up. They know I get sassy.
Yeah, Baxter's pretty good. He waits till the last minute to crawl up on my chest. He crawls real slow. He'll crawl up on my chest. One little lick. I'm like, you need to go outside. Boom! He jumps off the bed.
Oh.
Okay. He's good dog. He's funny.
Oh, precious.
He
Oh,
scoots on his
Carter.
belly. He scoots on his belly up on top of me, and he sits there and he'll go, oop, one little lick, and then he'll back off, and I'm like, you gotta go to the bathroom. Boom, he jumps down, he's by the door.
He gone.
Okay, I'm coming. And he's so smart. I let him out. We got a doggy door, and I cracked that kitchen door, and I'll be laying there. Next thing I know, he opens the door, jumps back in bed.
He's like, oh my goodness, it's so cold out there. Please give me heat. My dog, Butter, my big old pit bull, he will lay on top of the heater, dude. I am not kidding. We got little heaters, not floor heaters, but wall heaters, and then little heaters around the house. He will, man. He will lay right on top of that. I don't know how he don't burn himself. He loves that heat, boy.
Right. See, my 2 pit bulls, they were crazy. They love snow.
Oh my goodness, no.
When it snowed, they were out there running like fools, like they were crackheads, man. They were tweaking on math. They were, rolling. Ruger too, the German Shepherd. He's laying there rolling in the snow. What are you doing? Get out of there.
I love it. I wish mine do that. No, Butter, we sit on the porch, smoke a cigarette. This dog, he will start like shaking his whole body. His whole body will shake. And so he'll get distracted. He'll be doing something. And then all of a sudden one of us will go, Butter, are you cold? And he'll start shaking again, you know?
Well, yeah, I forgot I was. But yeah, now that you mention it, I sure am. Bring that dog to Texas. He won't suffer no more. We'll take care of him. Poor Buck.
He's a sissy, man. He needs to buck up. He needs to clock in. You know what I'm saying?
He needs to be in Texas.
He needs to be in Texas. Warm. Well, him and Jason have the perfect idea. They're gonna stay in them certain spots where it's cold. If it's cold in one spot, we're gonna be where the warmth is. You know.
These crazy dogs. When we got that garage, right, and it's got a couch in there and stuff. So when I let them out, they go back, they do their business, and everybody ends up on the couch just chilling. Kathy can't stand that. Where are the dogs? They're in the garage. Are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Open the door. They all come screaming in. And she's like, well, why didn't you let them back in?
Them ninjas
they're fine. Why? She's almost like I left the kids in the car type of deal. Why'd you do that? Why don't you just let them in where they're all cuddled up on the couch chilling, man? Leave them alone. Why do they have to come in?
Oh, bless her. Whatever her fear is there now, she's got one. And you're still gonna be calm and cool and let them chill on the couch, and she's still gonna say, why ain't they in the house, you know? So
every night before we get ready to go to bed, she's like, have they been outside yet? We ready to go to bed? And I said, yeah, I'll put them out. So last night I put them out, and we didn't talk beforehand. I just got up and put them out. And I left and I did something. I went out and talked to Alla, and I came back in and I just pulled it on her. I went, where are the dogs? And she was on her phone. She was in the massage chair, and she looks around. She's like, I don't know. I said, well, what'd you do with them? They're freaking dogs. I was out and I was doing my laundry. And she's like, well, is the door open? And I'm like, no, there's not a door open. What? Did you let them out? I didn't let them out. And I opened the door and I said, you obviously did. And they all come bailing in. And she's like, I didn't let them out. How'd they get out? Just panic. How'd they get out? And I'm like, oh my God, right here in front of you, you're sitting like this and there's a door. I opened it. They all went out. I closed it and looked at you, and you're on your phone, and here we are. And she's like,
that's great. But you made it fun. You made and now you can laugh about the junk. It's freaking hilarious, dude. That is hilarious.
Try to make it fun on her. I'll do it. And one thing I do to her and Alan when she mentions the dogs, where's all the dogs? I'll just, especially if Alan's in the garage, I'll walk out there and go, "What have you done? Where's the dog?" And he's like, "What?" So she hears me say that. He's reacted, and I'm like, "You must find the dogs. What have you done?" I didn't. What? I didn't do nothing. Yeah. We'll find out. We'll find out.
That's
I love
hilarious.
I love the dogs, but she's psychotic about them, man. I swear.
Y'all crack me up. Y'all are so funny.
It ain't funny anymore. It's getting bordering on a psychosis. She won't even let the poor dogs outside long enough to use the bathroom.
Well,
In her
when
mind,
you say
when
they
you
don't
say
feed,
go outside and do your business, that every one of them goes out and gets in a stall and uses their bathroom and washes their hands and comes back. That's what I guess she imagines because she didn't give them 5 minutes.
and then washes their hands and comes back.
Right. It's just like she thinks, okay, we'll go to the bathroom. Okay. And do our business. Mom said go to the bathroom. Uh, give them 5 minutes. Jeez, woman. She's terrible that way. Especially when we're on the road. Get out, pull over, get gas or something, go walk the dogs. I mean,
Is
she's
she
like,
a go person? Is she a go person?
yeah, when we're going. Yeah. But she's like, give the dogs no time. She's like, okay, let's go. Come on. Give them a minute. Jeez.
Listen, well.
They've been in a vehicle for hours. Give them 10 minutes. 10. We can do it. Okay, I'll quit grabbing about my wife and my dogs.
No, you ain't griping. You know what you're doing? You're giving me information of what to pray about. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I know. Got to stretch it out.
I'm thinking I may go play golf today.
Oh, yeah. Go
Mhm.
play
I
some
think I'm
golf.
about ready to try it. About ready.
That'll keep you calm.
I played a few holes out when I went and visited my parents. And it's about time. But yeah, Ashley, my heading on my deal. Don't you think that they're lining up for hammer time?
For what? What you talking about? I didn't.
The title
I
of
didn't
my
even. I
video.
just seen it. I just
Oh,
seen it. It said live and just
oh,
came on.
mine. Oh, I put the title as "Stop Hammer Time." Right.
Stop. Okay.
And that's, I mean, right. They've been poking us, and they've been rubbing their noses in it, and they've been changing the rules on us, frustrating us,
Right.
and the only thing left is hammer time. They've
No,
softened it
you're
up.
right. You're right. I was just looking into the Abrahamic. I got to go to work this morning, and so I was studying. I just woke up thinking about the Abrahamic family house. It was built, and it's Islam, Catholicism, Judaism, and it's three different houses, and they're all white cubes, and I just think it's very. It is the new world order, brotherhood. I was reading, just so happened to be on their website and seeing where Joe Biden. I never read into like the president's, if the president said something, or if the head of Congress said something, I don't read into that junk. But it just so happened that I was led to this morning. But Joe Biden, it was the Freemason Brotherhood,
Right.
him talking about peace, and our great duty together as man and woman. Well, he says humans, is to love, to help one another, come together as one. And something else. It was the freaking Freemason Brotherhood, the charity. Be good to your brother, and as long as you're doing charity and being good to your brother, then you got it. You're on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude, that's all this is. That's all that Abrahamic family religion is. It is the brotherhood coming together as one. I mean, Muhammad, one of his wives was Catholic, and then
Right.
and then come to find out, all the Jews really started, or the Jewish religion, started the Catholic Church. And I won't go into a lot of that because I don't have a lot of the study in front of me. So, but man, it's been happening, the Noahide laws. You ever heard of the Noahide laws?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they were going to bring them in, and they were doing it under a school day, education, bringing in these Noahide laws. And then here we have this Abrahamic family house that's being built. It's, you're right. The hammer is coming down. And then we had this pandemic that brought everybody away from each other. Now grandchildren won't even hug their grandbabies, because they're scared. They won't even shake each other's hands, when you go in the store, because they're scared. They got much fear. And that's what this Abrahamic family house, I was just seeing a little clip that showed that they're talking about, let's come together so that we can get rid of fear and hate.
Right.
Fear and hate. Well, that's what we're being taught right now, every one of us. It's either fear or it's flipping hate. Oh, dude, it's so twisted, man.
Well, I've said it from the beginning, is that when the devil is loosed, the only thing he can do is mimic and mock. So I believe he's 100% behind most of these religions and their ideologies. And, they may or may not know it or believe it, but the people who do the theology or sit in the colleges and come up with these theologies that everybody gets on board with are not of the body of Christ. I don't believe that for 1 minute. Because if they were of the body of Christ, they would have never fought in court for their tax-free exempt status. They wouldn't do the things they do. And so therefore he's been mimicking the Bible from the beginning. That's why everybody every 20 years goes, look at where we're at. Look at the times, wars, rumors of wars. Israel's rebuilding, the temple, the same crap every time. They just recycle it over and over and over again.
Right. And it's the same lie. I was reading something, it was years ago, on prophetic that it was an article on a rabbi that was talking about that they fulfill the prophecies. They write the prophecies, they fulfill them, and it was just like, dude, if they ain't but it was just very subtle. It was very quick, and man, they tell you what they do. You just gotta look, just see it in their writing. You find it more in writing than you do videos.
Well, that's what I was saying the other day about every bit of this information is and has been available to the public forever. Like up until the 80s, like the Bilderberg, all those secret, meetings and stuff were secret. And then they started Trilateral Commission, all those things, and it was public access. You could get a hold of a transcript and you could read what they said, but people didn't. And the people who did read it and report on it, they were in with them anyway, so they just fluffed it and made it all amazing. This is what's coming, I remember hearing about these think tanks, and I was like, what? What all of a sudden is a think tank, and they're getting together and they're all thinking and going, what would be best? And then they show up and go, hey, look, elected officials or whoever, we've thought this out. Here's the best way to do it. Where'd that come from? I mean, it was just all of a sudden in the 80s and 90s, you start hearing these think tanks. This is a conservative think tank. This is a liberal think tank. Well, how come you can't think out loud? Why do you have to have a think tank? Why don't you just talk to us about it instead of going in secret and then putting out this document that nobody but government sees, and then policies made on it, and we have no idea where it came from. And now we know.
The guy that I was telling you with Jason in the double talk video, he was saying in there that if you read the script of what they're, the paper that they're to read before when they get up there and they're in front of the camera, the media or whatever,
Right.
it is totally different what you read on the paper and what they speak to you. Is
Right.
that not crazy? Like, even from the very paper, it goes from the paper, which probably has a bunch of lies, the truth,
Right.
to another bunch of lies, and probably hardly any,
Right. No truth in it. A little bit. There's a little bit of truth in all of them.
oh yeah, there's a little bit of truth in everything.
Right.
Yeah, because that's got to resonate right inside of us. The word is written on our heart, and
Hey,
everything that they do. What?
you should be so proud of your president. Did you see his latest deal with his with his protege Barack?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see his latest little deal. They
No,
they
don't tell me.
they do a little speech and stuff, and your president, he's something. He's something. They do a speech and everything. They both talk, and at the end of it, right, is done. And so at the podium, the camera's back here watching the podium. Well, Barack's standing there, and about 5 or 6 people are around him, and they're talking. And Joe, your president, not mine, your president, is standing
Somebody
there.
else.
He's standing there, looks like an old guy lost in a nursing home. He's standing there, just kind of looking around. Nobody's talking to him. Nobody's addressing him. They're all standing over there talking to Barack, and it's so awkward. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go. Nobody's talking to him. Then they shift to another clip where Obama's standing there and he's talking to people. They're in a crowd now. They're off the stage and he's talking to people. And Joe shows up over his shoulder, and Joe's going. He's kind of mumbling. He ain't saying anything. And then all of a sudden, you can see he goes, Barack, and grabs him by the shoulder. Obama never looked to see who even touches him. He's got him by the shoulder. Who said Barack? He just keeps talking to these people. And Joe was standing back there. Like, motherfucker, I just said your name. I'm grabbing his shoulder. Barack doesn't even blink. Doesn't look. They showed it 2 or 3 times, and it's like, look at Obama. Look at Obama. He doesn't even blink when Joe touches him or says his name. He just keeps talking to these people. And then you look at Biden, and he's a feeble old man. He was literally standing there muttering. You could see his mouth.
Uh-huh.
And then
Uh-huh.
finally it says Barack. And
Yeah.
Obama doesn't even look.
Yeah. Well, you've seen, videos. I know, man, it's flipping insane that it happens right in front of us. You've seen ones of Madonna and Lady Gaga and flipping, that they're completely, they go Beyonce, they go into a gone. They're spaced out. They're flipping out, gone.
They're not
And
there.
then they do these strange things, and some of them will play it off that are around them. Some of them will play it off and like, hey man, and work them out of it. But others, they'll do just like what Obama did. They'll ignore it like it ain't even happening, so that nobody else might not notice.
Right.
Or that's the way I see it. Or it's possible that the whole flipping thing is played out,
Right.
But no matter what, when these guys go into that MK Ultra, that's a flipping MK Ultra flipping effect, man.
Yeah,
Go.
Biden. They call him gaffes, but this old dude is losing it because he in his speech says he's talking about his wife, and he says, yeah, I'm so proud of the things she's done as first lady. She picked up a lot of the things that Michelle was doing. And when my wife was vice president, she worked with Michelle a lot. Said his wife was the vice president. I mean, and that's not the first time he's done that. And it's like, how do you even make that mistake as a cognizant human being? I mean, you really don't. That would be like you and Jason standing there and you going, yeah, when Jason was in the foster homes as a kid. Well, he wasn't. You were. He wasn't. He didn't go through that. I mean,
I'm,
it's just he's so. I don't know what to say. It's sad. It's really sad.
dude, I am like, you catching him in the MK Ultra stuff, you know, it just,
Don't
they're
think I'm
flipping.
not. See, I don't think he on his best day, with no MK Ultra, nothing, could sit here and have a conversation. I don't think he could do it. I don't think he could
MK
stay on.
Ultra it's a daily, everyday, constant. The man probably, we don't know what the man does. We ain't there, but it's very possible that as soon as he goes off stage of whatever place he's been in front of, people he's been in front of, he's put in a chair and he don't move. It is
Maybe
very
not,
possible.
but
That's what the MK Ultra can do to you. That's what it will do to you.
I
It puts you in a state. And any of these, I believe it, man. I just, because the programming is so flipping deep. It is so deep, and these ninjas get up there, and I don't even, who they put in front of us in the media, they're all flipping puppets. We don't
right,
really see the ones that are actually know, that actually worship Satan, that old serpent, the devil, and actually do his bidding in his work and pray to him. We do not see them, the ones that deny our holy creator, the
oh,
one
sure.
and only true living God. But we see the ones that they puppetize. We see the ones that they have truly brought down in their mind to a level of they have no reality, none. You see these ones that are behind closed doors, people have caught pictures of them and videos of them and how they are, and we've seen that way back in the day where
See,
people would show how they.
I agree with a lot of that, but I think they do it in a whole different way. I think that, like Joe, before he comes on stage, they give him an Adderall or something so he can read the prompter, he can read his cards. It's the MK Ultra stuff comes while he's asleep. It comes while he's just, you know, chilling. And when they put him out in front, they jack him up on some math so he can get through the speech. And then the MK Ultra stuff just happens while he's sleeping. And it
But
always,
there are 100. Wait a minute, I'm with
always
you.
do it
There's
is while
140. There's 140 sub projects. I know, I'm with you. Give me time. I
I,
didn't mean to break in, but I want to show. There's 140 something sub projects, and including in those sub projects, there's at least 30 of them that have to do with pharmaceuticals. And what they do is jack you up on drugs. They set you in front of something. They shoot light at you. They shoot sound at you. They flip and beat you. They hit you with fear. They hit you with hate. They hit you with dominance. They hit you with lowness. I mean, and the 149 sub projects. So what you're saying is the MK Ultra project itself, where what they do is they shoot him up with some Adderall, get him up there where he can read that stuff, because they've done there. It's part of it, of the keeping them in their control, their puppeteering. You
yeah.
know, so
I think they've
you're
gotten
right.
so good at it. They've gotten so good at it that cell phones nowadays, if they need to turn you on, they can with the cell phone or something. If they need to turn you off. But I think it's so subtle these days with all the pharmaceuticals that they've introduced to us. God knows what they use in private on people like that. You know, I mean, I remember when I first got into medical field, it was sodium pentothal that they used to put people asleep. Well, that's true serum. That's true serum. And it's like any other narcotic that, when you give it to somebody, just a little bit of it, they'll get free and want to talk. You get getting high and you're willing to talk, man. But it was sodium pentothal that they put people to sleep with. And then they came out with Depriven. Well, that quickly became, oh, is this the drug that killed Michael Jackson? Is that stuff? That was during that time. And it was weird looking stuff. It was white, it looked like milk. And anesthesia guys all called it milk of amnesia because That's good stuff. That's what they give us, right? These days, where it used to be sodium pentothal, well, they use that stuff. I mean, imagine all the studies they did to get those things working and functioning the way they want. Imagine. Did you mute yourself?
No, no. I didn't want to break in like what you were saying, so I was saying it under my breath. Because you're right, you know.
Knowing the history of the pharmaceuticals, and we don't know what all they did. We don't know how many times they went, guys, I've been mixing this. What do y'all think? And everybody went, that drives somebody crazy. You can't put that in somebody that mess up their neural system. You think so? Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's get a research project going. Let's get 50 soldiers in here. I want to see. I don't think it will. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. Let's submit a budget. And they did. I mean,
and they still do it
had to be a process somewhat like that. You know?
No problem.
Because you have to go, okay, and submit a budget and start getting your money in, and you know.
And Jason was talking about when you go into the, you know, he was in the Navy. When you go in, you're always taking pills and vaccinations and stuff. They're always keeping you up on that.
Yeah, you know, my brother, he was in the Marines. He was in the first Gulf War, and when he got back, he developed thyroid cancer. And I'd ask him, you know, well, what was y'all's regimen? He goes, oh man, when you first get to boot camp, you know, you get 4 or 5 different shots. And he says, you know, and you get a couple of pills every day for a week or 2. He says, but then when the war started and we were going to be deployed, he said they gave us about a half dozen pills every day for like 2 weeks. Before we went over there. And so he gets thyroid cancer. Doesn't listen to me and come to my hospital with the surgeons I work with to get his thyroid done. He goes to the VA. I've told you all this story before, where that doctor messed him up, took all his parathyroids, and now he's medication dependent the rest of his life. And his throat's all messed up. When I was there, we were eating, and he took one bite, and he got up and he started. He went outside and he's gagging himself because of scar tissue built up in his neck right there. He chokes real easy, and I'm like, he sued the guy, and he won a lawsuit. He won $1 million lawsuit against the guy, but it wasn't worth it. That money's gone. Yeah. He ain't got that money anymore, but he's still got his problem.
Right.
You know, so he's one of how many others have those problems. It's acceptable losses.
Yeah. Jason's friend, he went, I think it was for a malaria pill, and when he was in the Navy, and flipping.
He wasn't in the Navy.
Was he not? Wasn't in the Navy?
No, he was going to India to do a concert.
I went to India to do a concert, and he took a big malaria pill, and it made his whole face, one side of his face, droopy, like wow. It still is.
He had a
palsy. It's called Bell's palsy.
Oh, it's so sad.
Is it cold there?
Oh yeah. And then I'm fixing to go, you know, and our boat don't have very good heat. So I definitely layer up, by golly.
It's 52 here. What is it there?
Probably about the same.
It's probably about the same.
Sweater. I'm in shorts. The doors are open, and you got layers. Good Lord.
She's not even done yet. She's gonna put on a whole jacket too.
I will. A wool coat that goes down my knees. By golly.
You said you have to work today. Where are you working?
I gotta. Oh, true, dude. Praise Jesus. He's so holy, right? We have not had our job from Baggett Carpet call us since October to do a floor. And
Right.
so we've been kind of like, but it's been okay because, Jason and been blessed with the inheritance. And so we've been just kind of chilling and stuff. And we needed work. It was getting about time where we needed work. And the Jason gets a phone call about 3 days ago. Oh yeah, we prayed. Well, we prayed together actually, first. And he gets a phone call to go work with Bobby Fielder. And then I get a phone call the next day. Well, a message. The woman was asking, she said, I know you don't know me very well, but I got a cleaning business and I'd like to know if you'd like to help me clean. And look, this woman is one of the ones on Facebook that like I post nothing but exposing the wiles of the devil and shining the light of Jesus. That's it. You don't hear nothing about my day on there, okay? And she always likes some of my stuff, which is very odd for around here because you don't find them often,
Right.
And so she comes over to talk to me about the job. Man, we talked for like 2.5 hours. We hung out, standing in the doorway, couldn't even sit down. And she had understanding, more understanding than most. And so went and cleaned and did my kitchen. I did the kitchen, and it was a 3-story house, so it was a really big kit. Took me 6 hours of this kitchen, but it's tedious cleaning. They have 3 takers coming in. Yeah. Well, I impressed on my first day, so I'm going back this morning, and I got a little job. Yeah, praise Jesus.
Nice. And that's all it takes is do the work and be honest. It's so easy. It's so easy. Just do it and don't complain, and you get paid, and it's all good for everybody. And so many people can't pull it off. They can't pull it off.
Yeah, I have my headphones, when I keep one off my ear, and so that I can hear, and I dance and sing to Jesus, because that's all I listen to is praise music. And she said, I heard you listening to some reggae and some rap because you can hear my headphones, they're loud, and I was like, oh girl, I listen all kind, as long as I'm praising the Lord, because we're musical instruments. As long as I'm praising the Lord. Yeah. Well, what a praise. Tommy, I'm so glad you got up so early. That was Jesus waking you up, getting me for a good start.
There you go. The vibrations, I felt it.
All right. I know you did. Praise Jesus, the Holy Spirit.
I knew to go and get up and do a show, and there's a good reason for it. And here we are. Good reason.
Well,
all right. Well, bless y'all. Y'all have a good day. Don't work too hard. Sing praises. Y'all have good discernment and good vibrations. Love y'all.
That's right. Love you.